Day started so normally. Just another day in paradise.
Rebecca? Rebecca! Rebecca!
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Screen One interview. And today I am joined by Georgia Locke, star of the latest thriller, Strictly Confidential. Hello, Georgia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's a lovely sunny day. Probably
Yeah,
not quite as sunny as the Caribbean was when you were out there, but it's all good. So we're here to talk about your brand new film, Strictly Confidential. So do you want to tell us about your character Mia, without spoilers, obviously, and tell us a bit more about the film?
Of course, yeah. So Mia is a pretty haunted young woman when we find her in the film. She's really struggling to come to terms with the loss of her best friend. She's deep in her grief, and also just feels like something isn't quite adding up. And she returns to the Caribbean island where she last saw her and is desperately trying to search for some answers.
Sounds very intriguing, although I've seen it, so I know what happens. But for everybody else, it's very intriguing.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a far cry from your work on CBBC and Disney. So is this more of a deliberate career progression choice now? You want to kind of, like some people do, completely shed that image and move more into, doing whatever you want?
I think I loved I've been very blessed. I had a great experience on children's television. It's something that I still love, and it's not something that I would necessarily turn my back on. I think there's some beautiful there's some real joy that can be found there. But I also think as I get old, like I was a kid as well when I was doing those shows, so I think it's also quite nice as you get older yourself that your work reflects that you're growing up too.
Yeah, no, excellent. So, as we mentioned at the top there, it must have been really hard filming out in the Caribbean and, in those idyllic views and
For
stuff like
me.
that. So, yeah, poor old you, and you got paid for it too. So, I mean, it must be an absolute nightmare, the life you're living. So was all the filming straightforward out there, or was there like bad weather days? Was there anything that, sort of crazy went on?
I mean, it was a very short shoot, to be fair. Like what an amazing location. It was phenomenal, but we were doing really long days, and in a short amount of time. And I think there were a couple of like storm warnings, I think, when they were shooting some stuff in the sea or something. Well, they wanted to, and we had to rearrange that. So there was it wasn't all smooth sailing, but again, it makes it a little bit easier when where you are is absolutely, I was pinching myself. I'd leave my room to go and sort of waddle to breakfast in the morning, and you've got the sea and then you've got the volcano, and you just think, gosh, like, where am I? This is ridiculous.
So did that help your decision on taking the film when you're looking at all the scripts? You like going through it and going, Caribbean,
Hmm.
Wandsworth. Maybe I'll go do that one.
I obviously, it's lovely to tell stories at any
Yeah.
location, but it's not, there are worse places to be. I'm not gonna lie.
So, as you're maybe aware, the film has generated quite a bit of controversy with obviously with Elizabeth Hurley and her son there making this film. So, do you actually think in turn this actually helps the promotion of the film, a little bit of controversy?
Well, what's that expression? Any publicity is good publicity. I mean, I think that people talking about it obviously isn't a bad thing. I think it's interesting because it didn't necessarily feel controversial, like, because they're such pros, and when you're for them, and like in being in that space, it was just like a director and an actor, and I think, and that's what it boils down to. They're just both doing their jobs, and I think, yeah, it's never bad really if people are chatting about it, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. So, I mean, did that ever sort of come up at all? When, I mean, you kind of said it already, but did anybody sort of say, we're probably going to get, some news on this and all that kind of stuff? Or do you think was that even maybe deliberate on their part because they thought that would happen?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask them. I don't know. But I don't think, I mean, we filmed this in
Mm.
2022.
Yeah, there's a
So
date on one of the bits of paper that says 2022, so I must have.
yeah, so time has passed. And it was such a whirlwind that I don't think there was really any time to think about anything. I think we did the whole film in 18 days. You know, it was really it was super speedy. So everyone was just very focused. Let's get the shots, get the day done, and then, you know, we do it all again tomorrow.
So it's already been released in America. How's it been received out there? Has it been quite positive? Has it been quite, because you've been on the tour, haven't you, promoting it? So
Yeah, I went to we did a screening in New York, which was lovely. It was great to be out there. Um and had some press interviews. I think that was that they were before it came out. To be honest with you, I'm just living in my own world. I think I think it's, you know, it's such a fun film, and I'm hoping that that's coming across. It feels like it is. You know, it's one of those things that it's a sort of film that I would enjoy to watch with my friends and just like have a bit of an escape from reality for a bit, right?
so are there any particular favorite scenes you had in there that you really, really enjoyed doing, or is it, and you can't just say the whole thing because that's an easy answer.
Pop out. I think I well there are some, but obviously as it's not been sort of
Yeah,
released
you can't really
yet,
spoiler it,
can't
but
really
yeah,
spoil it. But there was one moment on a boat, which wasn't really a scene, like, and this won't spoil it, so I can talk about this one,
yeah.
but I was just on this boat, like, and just looking at this island. And then there's a sort of drone filming here. And, you know, you just have one of those moments and you think, I mean, am I dreaming? And it really sort of hit me, like, it was just a really lovely feeling of, gosh, I feel extremely blessed right now, you know?
Yeah. So, as we touched on that, so Elizabeth Hurley working with her son, he's directing his mum, telling her what to do. So, were there any moments on filming where, you know, if she didn't like the lighting or the angles, she sent him to his room or anything like that, or is it, or was he fully in charge?
I mean, Damian Hurley, if there's one
Yeah.
thing that he could do a lot of things, but he is
Yeah.
on it with his lighting. That guy, he like honestly, and he'll be the one. He knows how he wants a shot lit, and he's good at it. And I think you can tell that they have, you know, a connection working together as they would do, being as you would do with a family member. Like there's some kind of telepathy there. I don't know if that's the right word, but it did
Mother
feel.
and son bond.
Huh?
Mother and son bond.
Yes. But then I think, but then that wasn't really. It never felt like you're working
Yeah.
with a mother and son. You know, it felt like you're working with two creative partners. That just had a connection kind of thing. So it was. I mean, it was a joy to work with them both.
Yeah. So what's next for you then? So we got Strictly Confidential, which is out next week on the 13th, if I remember off the top of my head. So that'll be your big release. So what's next for you? What you got coming up? Where we're going to see you next, etc., etc.
I mean, like, I'm not allowed to say too many things about some things, but
You can
there's
say I've got something coming up without telling us exactly what it is.
yeah, there's a couple of things coming out later this year that I'm excited for. One of them, well, I don't know if it is this year actually, so I don't know if I can say that, but I'm currently working on, maybe not working on an untitled animation project for Netflix.
Oh
Maybe.
wow. Oh, maybe,
We'll
maybe
see.
not. We're not sure
Maybe,
yet.
maybe not. Yeah.
Maybe not now you've said that. Yeah.
Maybe, oh no, don't say that.
No, I'm joking.
Oh gosh. But I write a lot as well, so
Mm.
I'm trying to make some waves with some stuff that I'm writing. We will see.
So how are you finding the industry currently? Now everything's back to normal, as it were, after
Mm.
everything that's gone on over the last few years, from COVID to the writer's strike to everything. Are you finding it's all finally falling back into step and getting back to where it was?
I think specifically in the last couple of months, it does feel like things are slowly kind of bubbling up again. But I thought the beginning of the year felt pretty quiet still, actually. I think everyone was feeling that. A lot of people I spoke to. It has been a really odd time for the industry. And I think, you know, that's why it's so important to try and keep your brain busy with other things. That's why, as I say, I know I love to write. Tries to keep in those moments where it is a bit quieter, keeps me feeling good. But hopefully, yes, things are gonna get busier soon.
Well, yes, no, we look forward to seeing more from you. So, before we go, give us 3 reasons why people should watch Strictly Confidential.
Because it's captivating. There are so many twists, you don't know where it's gonna go. and I don't think they're predictable ones. And then last one, because I'm in it, and I'd really appreciate that. Thanks.
That's the key one, because you're in it and you're the best thing about it. That's what you meant to say. Well done. So no, thank you very much for your time, Georgia. I know you've got a busy day ahead of you, so we won't keep you too much longer. So we'd just like to say thank you for watching and enjoy the Scream On interviews. See you later.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.